In this video, we'll talk about which of 5 companies could possibly make a headset to break Facebook's stranglehold of VR. Hello and welcome back to the VRCauldron, the channel that aims to bring you helpful, entertaining and original Quest and VR content. If that sounds good to you, then hit that subscribe button to join the great community. You can leave anytime you like. And well done to Stephen, Terry and Cody Golobit, who got all the clips from the last video before anyone else. So, with the release of the Oculus Quest 2, more and more people are getting into virtual reality. Don't forget that Mr. Facebook Mark Zuckerberg had this to say.
We want to get 1 billion people in virtual reality.
And with Quest 2 pre-orders surpassing expectations and plenty more being sold through other outlets such as Best Buy and Amazon, it's fair to say that the Quest 2 is taking over as not only the headset that gets people into VR, but also the headset that a lot of long-time VR users are turning to due to its mix of amazing price and great features. With the high resolution, the Qualcomm XR2, which is over twice as fast as the chipset in the previous Quest, it has many features that headsets costing much more can't match. And it's also wireless by design. This is one of the reasons I made my last video, the Quest 2 is killing VR, which I released just as YouTube crashed, so a lot of people missed it. So after you're done with this video, maybe click the link at the end to watch that one. Now that's not to say the Quest 2 doesn't have its issues. It's £299 after all, so savings had to be made. The cloth strap is hated by many, the IPD adjustment, whilst better than nothing, isn't perfect, the sound isn't great, and we would have loved a wider field of view and one that wasn't hampered by the single LCD panel. But despite all that cost cutting, we still get the impression that the device is being sold at a loss, and herein lies the issue with Facebook and VR. Facebook can sell this device cheaply because they can make the money back through targeted ads, because if we want to use the device, we need to have a Facebook account. Now this video isn't actually about the ins and outs of that can of worms. Actually, I've already done that video back when it was announced, so I'll shove a link in the description if you want to hear about the big issues caused by that. But the big issue of this video is what seems like a total lack of competition for Facebook. Other headset manufacturers simply have to make a headset, and then after we buy it, their income from it pretty much just dries up. They might have some games or a game subscription service, but nothing like the multiple billion-dollar advertising juggernaut that Facebook has. But why do we need competition? Well, usually competition drives progress, but in this instance, with the amount of money Facebook throw into Oculus, that doesn't really concern me that much. The reason we need competition in this instance is the captive audience issue. Because Facebook is currently the only supplier of truly affordable VR, it means that they can do pretty much what they want and we can't do much about it. And of course, what I mean by pretty much what they want, I mean forcing users to have a Facebook account in the first place. When the Quest 2 was first released, a lot of new accounts were incorrectly banned. Sadly, these people simply had to wait until their issues were fixed. It's not like KFC was closed so they could go to McDonald's. How do KFC get so much wrong when they move so slow? These people had no other option but to wait for Facebook to allow them back into virtual reality. Other people are really worried about getting banned and losing all of their games, but they're taking the risk because they have no other realistic option. So let's take a look at 5 companies that could break the Facebook VR stranglehold and pave the way to a freer VR existence. First up, Apple.
Am I pleased to see you, or did I just put a canoe in my pocket?
Nope, it's a smartphone. When phones seemed set to get smaller and smaller, Apple came along and said no, they need big screens that you touch. A company that has innovated as long as they've existed, but so far haven't touched the VR market. They've recently filed VR and AR related patents, so it could be that they are gearing up to enter. But if they did, could they compete with Facebook? Well, if past experience is anything to go by, then yes. Could they beat the $299 asking price? Yes. I predict $40 to $50 a month. Let's face it, people don't buy Apple products because they're cheap. They're more expensive and often not as good as products selling at half the price. But people buy Apple because they associate them with premium, stylish products that simply work without much effort. Apple could make a device that costs $1,000, but people will still buy it because of the badge. They could bundle headsets with phones, similar to how Samsung gave away Gear VRs with the Galaxy smartphones. Apple could do what they want because people want to throw money at them. Now, there hasn't been any concrete news, but we do know they have an eye on AR and VR, so let's wait and see. Next up, we've got Sony. No stranger to disrupting the status quo. Who would have thought that the music company would come along in the 90s and smash the Sega Nintendo rivalry like a toddler playing with your game cartridges? Of course, Sony have already tried VR with the PSVR and it sold very, very well, but obviously it didn't sell enough, and with the PS5 they aren't bringing out a new VR device. It seems like their plan is to let Facebook do all the legwork to get VR to the masses and then come along like they did in the 90s and
Smash.
Again, a few patents have suggested that Sony may have something in the works. A pair of VR controllers that look remarkably similar to the Valve Index controllers, and also what appears to be a mobile headset. Now, if they made a wireless Quest-like device that could be then tethered to a PlayStation to get high quality VR with the quality of games that they have access to, you just know it would force Facebook to up their game. The problem? We have no idea when or if they plan to do it. Now, the next two are total speculation, unlike the last two, which were mostly speculation. Nintendo took the gaming industry that was nearly killed by ET in the 80s and with the help of an Italian plumber made gaming great again, and they didn't even need a red cap. Oh wait, and when head of Facebook Reality Labs Andrew Bosworth was asked about Oculus getting Nintendo titles in a recent Ask Me Anything on Instagram, the question was quickly shut down due to the fact that we all know Nintendo does not share their intellectual properties. So if Nintendo ever decided to create a virtual reality headset, it would no doubt come with games and characters loved throughout the world. We're talking Zelda, Mario Kart, Super Smash Bros., Pokemon,
Donkey Kong.
These are the reasons that if Nintendo were to create a VR headset, they wouldn't have to match Facebook's price, because Nintendo is the one system that people truly choose for the exclusive games. That's even ignoring their ability to really shake things up by coming out with the unexpected. Just look at the Wii, the Switch, the Virtual Boy.
Its own voice. Its own legs.
Okay, let's forget the last one, but you know they can innovate, and you know that their headset would have wireless options. If Nintendo ever got in on the act, expect progress. So the fourth company, and the second that is 100% speculation, is Amazon. Of course, Amazon don't have the gaming pedigree of those previously mentioned. They do own the streaming platforms Twitch, but even that couldn't help them make their first game, the third-person shooter Crucible, into a success. In fact, it was a bit of a turd and it's already gone. So why could they be a viable competitor to Facebook? Two words: with ads. Something Amazon have done well, apart from making billions selling us stuff, is make the extremely popular e-reader, the Kindle, and the great value Kindle Fire tablets. Just like Facebook, they make money from ads, but the difference is they're more upfront about it. Their devices all sell at two prices, a standard price, then a cheaper price. The deal with the cheaper price is that when the device is on standby, an advert might pop up. Not an intrusive ad that pops up over a game or a video, sorry about that, just an ad that pops up when you're not even using the device. So automatically our brains are saying, yeah, Amazon are nice, they send me stuff the same day and they let me get their stuff cheap because I agreed to see ads that I'm actually probably going to be interested in. Not like nasty Facebook that are looking at all the files on my computer. They can do that, by the way. Seriously, watch the video. So with the financial power that even exceeds Facebook, if they wanted to, Amazon could be the true price point rival to Facebook VR. It might take a lot of work and a lot of tech company acquisitioning, but they could do it. So if you hear news of Amazon buying small VR firms, get prepared for an almighty showdown.
You can do it!
And finally, the Big Daddy, the company to rule them all. I am, of course, talking about MegaDodo Games. Who? Well, you might not have heard of them, but if you've seen any VR news videos lately, you might have seen the Deca Gear 1 headset. It's a PC VR headset that promises hip tracking for more realistic locomotion, face tracking for amazing real-life expressions on your virtual avatar, and even wireless functionality. All this, apart from maybe the wireless, for a projected $450. This is great value for what they're promising, and it may become the PC VR headset people choose as an alternative to the Quest 2. Do I see it as a viable competitor though? I'm not so sure. I do see it as a competitor to the Revo G2 in the Valve Index, but it's still $150 more than a Quest, and it's still not portable. And I'm talking as a buyer here and not some Quest 2 fanboy. It also still requires the $1,000 PC to run, and for this reason, providing MegaDodo games are true to their word, the Deca gear should be a great addition to the PC VR roster, but for reasons I talked about in my last video, I don't really see it as competing in any meaningful way with the Quest 2. But who knows? If Deca Gear 1 does well, maybe the Hen Deca Gear 2 could be the one to do it. So what do you think? Can you see a different company coming along and competing, or maybe one of the companies I've already mentioned? Did you even make it this far? And did YouTube stop you watching my last video? And are you going to catch up and watch it? If you found this video helpful though, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and if you want to stick around for the VR information and entertainment, then don't forget to subscribe. So I've been Al, thanks for watching the VR Cauldron, take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you next time. See ya!
Your protection spell. Just don't hang up the phone. They wanna send me straight